Tom is a finance bro in London earning 48 grand a year. He literally works with money for a living and he's almost £20,000 in debt. How? The big problem is that his debt has been going up rather than down over the last 2 years. In today's video, you are seeing the most debt that we have ever come across on this channel. And £19,500 in debt might not seem like the end of the world to everybody, but this in fact is a £1 million problem in the long run. You'll also see how Tom's high-end London lifestyle is costing him £1.5 million. But luckily for Tom, he is earning enough and he is young enough to get things back on track. There's a lot to work through here, so let's get into it. So today we've got Tom, the 34-year-old finance bro living in London. As we mentioned, he's earning £48,000 a year, and although 48k does look very different in London, it's still not bad. He's currently living in a flat share, paying £1,200 a month in rent. This is our first bank statement breakdown from somebody in London, so these numbers are already starting to look a little different. He's got absolutely no savings, and as we mentioned, has £19,500 in debt. Now, some of you watching may find this relatable. You may sympathise for somebody like Tom because of the price of living in London. However, we have seen people doing far more with far less who have featured on this channel in the past. Claire was a single mum earning £18,000 a year working part-time and was actually out saving people earning double her income. And for Tom, I don't think the salary is going to be the big problem here. I think the problem is going to be where the money goes. Now we'll get into Tom's bank statement, and as always, we don't show the real Tom. We keep people anonymous. So the profile picture today is going to be Tom Cruise. You'll see the balance at minus £136.45 for the month. And again, I can assure you that this is not the balance of Tom Cruise. So why is Tom in the negative? Well, we'll find this out at the end of the statement. So first of all, we've got the salary coming in, the take home at just under £2,950 after all necessary deductions. Almost £3,000 per month living in London. It isn't amazing, but it is doable. And now we've grouped together the essential spend of Tom's monthly statement. So first up in green is the rent that has to be paid for, of course, and it is, as we mentioned, £1,200, which is pretty crazy for a flat share, but that's London for you. We've then got shared utility bills at £180 and groceries at £210, which seem pretty reasonable. Another essential spend is the TfL travel, coming in at £171 for the month. We're not going to make Tom walk or get a bike to work. That would be pretty cruel. I'd rather Tom make cutbacks on some of the crap he's spending on, which we're going to get into very shortly. So the essential spending for Tom this month was £1,761. This works out at around 60% of his take home, which is actually pretty reasonable for London. Next up, we've got the allow it section, which we'll mark in yellow, and there are a lot of bad things here. First of all, we've got debt item number 1, the credit card, which he does currently have a balance of £7,500. At an interest rate of 21.9%, he is paying out £185 every month to get this cleared. But the big problem here, of course, is that £136 of that every month is just paying off the interest. Credit cards are just awful, man. Use them right or just don't use them at all. We've then got the personal loan, which totals up to £9,000. With a 12% rate on that, we're looking at a £200 monthly payment. £90 of that every month being interest. And although the credit card had racked up over time just due to lifestyle creep in London, the personal loan was actually took out to move to London. And then for me, the worst one of the three is the Klarna payment going out at £130 per month. Now granted, there is no interest on this right now, but is it really necessary? It feels like Tom has dug himself into a little hole here with this £19,500 worth of debt across these 3 different items. I mean, for a finance bro living in London, I probably would expect a little better here. And the reason these have gone into the allow it category is because although it isn't great, we do allow people to try and chip away and get rid of that credit card debt, get rid of those personal loans, as long as we don't keep adding to it unnecessarily. And then to finish off in this category, we've got the phone bill for £55 and then subscriptions for £32, which definitely isn't too bad. Overall, the allow it category comes to £602, which is roughly around 20% of that take home. And if you take the debt out of the the equation here, you've got a very different looking situation. Lastly, we've got the come on mate category, the red category, the spending that absolutely is not essential. First up, we've got a gym membership for £85. Now, it may seem a little harsh here, but do we need to be paying £85 for a gym when there are cheaper alternatives? We've got food delivery for £160 that, quite frankly, you can't afford to be doing. You've got £380 a month going towards your social life. We're talking about the after work drinks. We're talking about the restaurants, the bars, the weekends, whatever it may be. Again, Tom, you can't afford this. We've got the daily coffee on the way to work coming to around £96 for the month. The come on mate spend comes to £721 for the month, which is around 24%. And to be quite honest with you, I have seen a lot worse on the channel when it comes to this red category. But the big problem is that Tom just can't afford it. Total spend for the month comes to £3,084, which is why we have that negative balance, because it is more than what is coming in. If Tom wants to reach financial freedom, if he wants to retire early, he needs to make some changes, which is why we're going to talk about them changes now, and we're also going to run the numbers to see what his investments could net him in the future. And to be honest with you, these numbers are actually quite staggering. All right, so let's help Tom out here. Let's put these numbers into perspective and really paint the picture. First of all, we need to talk about the damage of the debt. Last month's debt payments for Tom came to a total of £515. Now, if we took that alone and invested it into something like the S&P 500, which does an average return of 10% per year over a 30-year time frame, taking Tom to the average UK retirement age of 64, this would be roughly around £1 million tax-free. Tax-free, of course, because he would be able to utilise a stocks and shares ISA. And this is why the debt is not just a £515 problem. It's not even a £19,500 problem. It is a £1 million problem in the future. And the longer this debt drags on for, or even in a worse case, continues to go up, it just continues to create a bigger problem. However, away from the debt, if we was to take the come on mate spending, £721 per month, and again, invest it at a same rate over the same time frame, this would be closer to £1.5 million. And to put that in perspective, if we was to start investing what is going towards debt, if we was to invest all of that wasted money, we would get a big number of £2.5 million in the future. But we know that this is just simply not realistic. Balance is absolutely key. So let's just put it into perspective here of what could be realistic in the future. We get debt free and we start to invest that money that is currently going towards those payments. And then we just take 50% of the come on mate spend. This would total up to £875 per month. And again, with those figures around the average returns, we're now looking at around £1.8 million. Now, what sounds better here? Negative equity with debt on credit cards, personal loans, or £1.8 million for your future? And I know it's not easy, it's not going to happen overnight, it's going to take some work and some sacrifices, but it is very possible. But look guys, I also want to hear from you. I want you to drop a comment down below and let me know if that was a realistic projection of what Tom could really be saving. And if you're feeling generous, like and subscribe for more content like this. So I put together a 3-step roadmap for Tom to follow to get his finances back on track as a finance bro in London. And deep down, he probably already knows this. He's just been turning a blind eye to it because he doesn't want to deal with the problem he's got. Step number 1, you're not going to like this, but you have to go frugal. You need to get this debt cleared aggressively as quickly as possible. Over £500 per month going out in payments just to try and clear this debt, with around 50% of that just paying off interest alone, is a big problem. The quicker we clear this, the better, but it is going to take some sacrifices. Once we've done that and we've got that weight off our shoulders, we move on to step 2, which is building up the emergency fund. The first aim should be around 3 months of living expenses, so we're looking at around £5,000 in total. And look, if you're going to go on a trip or you're going to buy a new suit for work, of course it is fine to use this money. Saving first and spending after is always better than Klarna or a credit card. And I think you know this. As long as we replenish it and get the amount back up in the near future, we're all good. And then finally, step 3 is to then start investing for our future. Even if you just make a simple swap in the future, you take the money that was going out every month because of the debt and transfer that into the investment pool, we're looking a lot better. In fact, we're looking £1 million better in the future. And as I mentioned earlier, I get it, living in London can be very expensive, but lifestyle creep doesn't just happen in London. Recently, we took a look at Marcus's bank statement to see what was going on up in Leeds. His salary doubled in the space of 4 years, but then he started to upgrade absolutely everything. And he actually ended up worse off than when he was earning way less money. If you want to see what was going on there, I will leave the video on the screen somewhere now for you to click it and go and check it out.